in Dallas Fort Worth. I have been gone for a while, but I want to go ahead and jump in today with a conversation about is it better to rent or buy in this real estate market? I'm really happy to be back here, guys. I have not been doing lives. I haven't been going doing a whole lot online lately because I've just been selling some houses and making it happen. So and coaching clients. But I want to talk about this. I have been helping individuals buy, sell, and rent for the past 8 years. And I haven't seen anyone do what we're seeing right now in this real estate market. We're seeing more people jump into rentals, right, than they are buying houses. And I get that the interest rates are up. I do understand that 110%. However, what we're seeing right now is people are starting to do this, but the cost of renting is just gone insane. It's crazy. So I want to have a conversation real quick about is it better to rent or buy? And you guys, if you're watching this live, you can jump in and comment. If you are watching a replay of this, be sure to just drop your comments down below and let's talk about it. I'm going to go over a couple things with you guys here real quick. So let's get into it. Is it better to buy or rent in this real estate in this house market right now? What are your thoughts? What do you think makes most sense here? Okay, so let's kind of go over real quick in DFW, right, in my area. If you're looking to get a three-bed home, on average is about $2,500. Okay, if you're looking to rent a three-bed home, it's about $2,500. Now, depending on what we're talking about, you can move from $2,200 all the way up to $3,000. We're just going to go in the middle around 2,500. The cost of renting is this. Upfront renting is going to be this right now. The deposit is going to be $2,500. All right, that's the deposit. Your first month rent is another 2,500. So now you have 5,000. If you got a fur baby like my Stella Rose, you're looking at about a $500 pet deposit. You have 5,500 bucks. Okay. Now, and this is going to be per pet. Let's be clear about the deposit. It's typically going to be per pet, so that can get up to 6,000 or what, depending how many dogs you have or animals that you have. Okay. Now, what about if you don't have the best credit? Over here, if you don't have the best credit, they're going to hit you with an additional deposit, right? So now we're looking at somewhere between $7,500 and $8,000 on the upfront cost of renting. So we have people who are dropping this type of money upfront. And when I look at this, dropping $8,000, $5,000 to $8,000, you're dropping a down payment. So should you be doing it? Let's talk about it. All right. So real quick, let me tell you a quick story. What prompted this entire live right now is this. Okay. I have a client I just helped get into a rental home. Okay. And he just dropped $10,000 on a rental home. Yeah. Okay. So 10 grand on a rental house. And I'm looking at him like, oh my God. All right. So let me explain. The exact same thing we just went over. He had his deposit, he had his first month rent, and he had two dogs. Okay. So based off the size of the house that he was looking to get, he was dropping $10,000. Okay. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, he happens to be a veteran. Okay. So if, as a veteran, he uses a VA loan, he has no down payment. And if we're talking about him looking at the house, I said, let's look at the house that you're looking at, the equivalent of it in buying it. Because there's one literally the exact same floor plan around the corner. So we looked at that house. All right, that house was $480,000. Now, here's the deal. The house has been on the market for 135 days, give or take, 130 something, right? And I knew the agent, called the agent, had a conversation. I knew I could get this guy the house for 450. Okay. House is in good condition. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's been sitting on the market. I think they potentially listed it too high. Okay. My personal opinion. So as we're looking at this, I said, I can get this house for you around 450 or so. And I did the math for him. If we get this house here by doing the math, you know, he is looking at a closing cost of roughly 13 to about $15,000, depending if he's buying points or not. It's up to him. If not buying points, about 13,500, give or take. Okay. I'm sure there's gonna be some lenders in there who's gonna fact check that. I don't know everybody's stuff. Okay. First one to say that. I'm a realtor, not a lender. Some of y'all doing some amazing things with closing costs right now. Kudos to you. I'm glad you guys are doing it. Right. Not to mention that I could also get him some closing costs from the seller. So let's look at this. Drop $10,000 on a rental upfront to rent a property, or get the exact same floor plan, and he can drive $13,500, give or take. What would you do? I'm just curious. What would you guys do? Would you go ahead and say, you know what, I'm gonna buy a property right now in today's real estate market, given the interest rates and everything, or would you say no, roll that dice and wait for next year? I'm curious what you guys would do. Because here's the deal about this: DFW, we have been on a home value increase for the past 13 years. Yes, the houses went down just a little bit, a teeny bit in 2023. But guess what happened? They started going right back up. We have more people moving here. The supply and demand people is bringing folks here in order to find jobs. Jobs mean people are coming. People coming means they're going to buy houses. That's not going to change. Our supply demand is very healthy here in Dallas Fort Worth area. I'm going to say exact same thing for Austin, exact same thing for Houston. I'm not going to speak about other markets I don't sell in. Reach out to a local real estate agent. Okay. So if the home values are going to keep going up and that is not slowing down anytime soon, the exact same house that he's looking at can get for 450,000 for him right now. Next year, when rates really drop down, or even honestly could be towards the end of this year, that house is going to be right back at a 480 to $500,000 home. Okay. Personally, I think if they take that house off the market, I'm not going to call out the listing, but if they take that house off the market and put it back out there, I'm pretty confident that they could probably sell that house about 465 right now. It's just been sitting out there for far too long. It's stale. It's a stale listing at this point, which is why it's important to price your house right the first time. It was a bit overpriced when it first went out there, and then they had to redo the reduction. So, what makes sense? Drop 10 stacks, $10,000 for the upfront cost of renting. Does that make sense? Or do you go ahead and buy a property now? Let's go back and look at this again. If I was to rent a property at $2,500, and this is assuming that they're going to keep my rent the same every year, which is not going to happen, that's not reality, I would be wasting over 5 years $150,000 of a home that I am not growing equity in, that is not mine. Yeah. But I am seeing people doing all kind of crazy things in leases right now. I'm seeing people agreeing to pay for the improvement of that home by putting carpet in it and doing these crazy things. I'm sitting there like, that ain't your house. You know, supposed to be doing follow ups. That is not your house right now, right? Why are you doing that? So I'm just curious what people are thinking out there. I cannot be the only real estate agent that's seeing this and just like, what in the world? All right, let's go to the next slide here, real quick. Let's just recap this. So we're looking at $5,000 to $10,000 on the upfront cost of renting, depending on what you're getting. I'm putting down your deposit, your pet deposit, your first month's rent. Who's doing that? How? Tell me how this is a great. Is this a better option? I understand if you don't have job stability, 100%. I get that. If you don't have job stability, I wouldn't be jumping to buy a house either right now. I honestly would not. But if that is not the case, what is the issue? Right? If it's a high interest rate, let's talk about it. People talk about high interest rates all the time, but here's the deal: you're going to refinance, right? Everyone's going to refinance. Everyone who bought a house and got a house around 5%, let's say you got it at 5% or so, you're going to refinance. The moment interest rates go back down to three, who is not going to refinance to get a lower payment on their home? The good news is what we have going on in the market right now, the products that are being put out there, you have lenders that are already eating the cost of refinancing the home later. So typically, when you refinance a home, you have to pay a little bit of closing costs with that. Definitely not the same amount of closing costs that you pay for, buying a house. It's definitely not the same, not even close. But my whole point is those fees are getting ate up right now because they know you're going to refinance. And if you even look at doing a new construction, heck, some new construction deals right now out there, guys, those loans are getting extremely low in terms of the interest rates compared to what you see on the regular market right now. So, what do you want to do? Give you a good example. Let's take this house that you can get for $450,000. Would you rather buy that house at $450,000, knowing that that home is going to increase in value over time, but you get it for 450? Or would you rather wait next year when rates drop really low and is more competitive? And then let me explain right. $450,000, say you get a 6.5% interest rate. Would you rather buy the house at 4.5? 450,000 at 6.5% interest rate, or wait next year and buy that same house for 485,000 at 3% interest rate. What would you rather do? Me personally, give me the 460 all day. I can refinance the interest rate, but I can't get that $15,000 back. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing where people are lowering the price well, a little bit, but a lot of it in some cases, where folks are coming down because the home needs to come down in price. And that's a great opportunity if you're out there as a home buyer. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I just think dropping that type of money is insane. So if you do have any questions, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to reach out to you. I am going to drop some links out here about down payment assistance because I don't think enough people understand what down payment assistance can do for you. There's a lot of things you could do with down payment assistance right now. And if you are curious about whether you qualify or not for down payment assistance, well, let me take that off and give you my little down payment assistance quiz right here. All right, I'm going to put that out there. So if you jump on this video ask and you can go through to see if you qualify for down payment assistance, there's videos up there of me talking about it, very short, much shorter than this, but going over what down payment assistance is. And if you actually qualify, you're going to be surprised who actually qualifies for down payment assistance. A lot of people just don't know that. And if you don't happen to know me, right? You can reach me here on my Popal. That take you over to all my social media, give you my contact information. You guys can reach me at any point in time. I thank you guys for those who did tune in for the live. And if you're watching this on a replay, feel free to go ahead and reach back out to me. I am Sasha Chapman, local real estate agent here in DFW. Been selling houses here now for 8 years. We have helped hundreds of people get into homes. We sell hundreds of millions in real estate, and we love to be able to help you. All right. You guys take care. Be easy. And I'll see you on the next live. Peace.